Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm late. I was sleepy, but I want to take a poll here. Excuse me. Has anybody else been experiencing some like really wonky sleeping patterns lately? I've had this waking up at 3:33 or 3:13 throughout the week. And I know 333 is adds up to the, give me a minute, you guys, I'm still a little foggy this morning. It adds up to the, common denominator would be 9. And so the message is a completion. Something is coming to a completion for me. So, and then 3 plus 3 plus 1 adds up to 7. And 7 is like the magical, mystical support system that supports us with moving into new realms and new directions and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's been kind of wonky, but just taking a poll here. Who else has been waking up at random times throughout this week? Sometimes I think it's aliens that are sending us frequencies or something. Seriously, I'm not sure. So, sorry, and this allergy, yeah, the pollen is insane. It's literally insane this time of year. I don't ever remember it being this obnoxious, and I don't ever remember me being so reactive to it as I have been this spring. So maybe get some really good rain coming in through here and, kind of wash it all away, wash it down the gutter, something, anything, so. Okay, first I want to talk about, I need my eyes for this, some planetary trends coming up this week. I may choose to do another video as opposed to writing my column this week. So I still haven't decided. I'm still getting my sea legs from coming back from vacation. So on Wednesday, okay, Venus and Saturn form a trine. And I've talked to you guys about trines before. Sorry about that. I've talked to you guys about trines before, where, squares are bad. They can be, kind of combative or maybe a little bit more challenging, but trines are always good. So, trines are lucky, like the Lucky Lotto Jupiter planetary trend or whatever. Trines are good, and excuse me, and squares are bad. So on Wednesday, Venus and Saturn are going to form a trine. So for all of you out there looking for romance, you may find this collaboration starts or puts you on the launch pad for something that's actually good for you. Something that, because Saturn has that nice foundation, and Venus is all about hearts and flowers and love and the good stuff, love and beauty. So if you are aligning something or seeking some kind of romantic connection, this is the launch pad. That doesn't mean that if Wednesday, the day goes through without a hitch or you don't make a connection, that, you missed some kind of boat. It's a launch pad, so keep that in mind. Starting a series of more fluent planetary support. Excuse me. So, and also on Wednesday, Wednesday's the last day of Taurus, and the sun is going to move into Gemini now. So until June 20th. So that in itself with Gemini, there's more spontaneous activity and You know, you have worked and, you know, either in your garden or getting your projects done or getting your taxes done or whatever. So you've worked and worked and you've formed that base, right, between April and May. So now it's time to embrace some social activity and, you know, immerse yourself in that vibration, you know, until June 20th. So yeah, a little bit more fun, a little bit more, you know, getting out and about, feeling like you have a little, your resources are restored, your batteries are charged, you know. So just keep that in mind. That's what's going on with our planetary trends for the week. So I'm gonna try to make this short, but I think this is a message that a lot of people need to hear from the information I've been hearing and the stories I've been hearing. You know, I'm just noticing a lot of people that aren't putting themselves first as far as, how do I say, self-love is key. I say this all the time. I say it in my column all the time. But there's this awakening happening right now. So people that have been stuck in relationships that have been destructive or painful or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason, a lot of people either it was forced upon them, something that's been very bad for you in a relationship, and either they've pulled the plug or yanked the rug out from under you, or whatever the case may be, or they have attached themselves to your life in a way where you don't see any way out. There is always a way out, right? And that's the thing. And if you are entertaining the narcissistic personality complex, you know, that's always the goal. You know, get in, lock yourself in, whether it be with a car payment or with a loan or with a child or whatever the case may be, you know, locking that, planting themselves firmly in a situation where they no longer need to love bomb you and charm you, and now there's the payback that comes for having to put that energy in, okay? So I'm seeing a lot of people that over the past week or so, this has been a jolt awakening. Either they brought this on themselves, like they just rolled over one morning and said, what the heck is going on? Why am I putting up with this? Which is good. This is a good thing. Or the person that the object of their affection has gone off the rails, and so the person that's the victim of this bad behavior, they don't have a choice but to accept it. Now, what they don't realize is this is a blessing in disguise. Like, seriously. It's a blessing in disguise. Cut them loose. Let them go. When you've been gaslit to the point where you become the detective and you're peeking and you're looking and you're wondering what this person is up to, and they've continually, you know, put you in these circumstances, you've developed a habit here with that. This is all you know. So you don't know what that's going to look like outside of in your new world, so to speak. So as humans, we're creatures of habit by nature. So we don't want change because either one, in our mind, we have invested all of this time. I was with them 7 years. 7 years too long. 5 years too long. 3 years too long. Whatever the case may be, it's too long. It's been too long when you've been disrespected. and treated in a cruel and disregarded nature. Grasping for words this morning. So it's 7 years too long. It's 5 years too long. It's 2 years too long. It's 1 year too long. It's too long. All right. So I'm asking people, because whatever this cosmic window was that opened the floodgates of the awareness, will you please just go with it? And how far are you willing to go to get back at them? That was another strange situation that I witnessed. How far are you willing to go? Be careful of that too. Karmic debt is karmic debt, right? And sometimes when people are hurting, instead of taking the course of getting the help you need and healing your broken heart and your, scrambled mind, because when we come out of something, we can't think straight. We may reach for that revenge button, right? Like I just said, karmic debt is karmic debt. Do you want to keep exchanging this kind of energy with someone who didn't have the tools in their toolbox to give you what you needed, and you knew it? You knew that was the case. You just kept looking the other way because we're creatures of habit, right? But do you want to immerse your spirit and your energy into the revenge angle to show them a thing or two? Let me tell you something. You're not going to show them anything. But what you are going to do is you're going to tamper with your own karmic balance by doing that. And I'm just not cool with it. You see who somebody is, and they're presenting them their real true self, not what was in the beginning that everybody gets mesmerized with. Once they've shown you your true self, the best revenge you can seek is self-preservation and cutting it loose. Do not respond. Do not engage. Remove yourself from that, and then you get karmic brownie points. Can't beat that, right? Don't run into that barn that's burning over and over again. Excuse me. And create more wounds for yourself because in your mind you invested some time, or they owe you some money. Great, parting gift, bye, let it go, okay? Leave it go. Or they owe you something, whatever. They promised you they'd be there forever. Well, they're not now. So let's pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and grab the steering wheel of our own vehicle and let's get out of Dodge and away from that. Does that make sense? I just saw a lot of heartache this week. And I'm not scolding anyone. I'm not. But there comes a time when your home, your self-worth, your children's safety, whatever it is, needs to be your first and foremost priority. See what I mean? It has to be. You can't have crazy. And you can't fix crazy. That needs to be handled by a professional, a therapist, somebody, But here's the thing about therapy. The waiting room of a licensed clinical therapist's office or a psychiatrist's office or whatever title you want to put on them is never full of crazy people. maybe 1 out of 10, okay? The waiting room of a therapist's office is filled with victims of crazy people. And the therapist's job is to steer you in the right direction of, the mind-body-spirit connection and mental wellness. That's a therapist's job, okay? You have no control over what that person's doing. You never will. And it will engulf you. It will completely tap you out of any resources you have. So I didn't mean to get on a bummer, and it's a gloomy day today and everything else. I didn't mean to get on that. I just felt like there were some people out there, because the trends I were seeing indicated that there's an awakening with these circumstances, and there are people that are resistant to this shift because it's all, what they know is all they know, right? That's what they know. But you got to put self-love first. That doesn't mean being selfish. That doesn't mean, oh, I'm not going to buy you an ice cream. That's not what it means. It's a totally different set of circumstances involved in that, right? So if that's something, or you have a loved one that you are observing going through this turmoil, this awakening turmoil, and the fear of stepping into change, the fear of the unknown, deep down in your heart that what you know is not good for you. So we have to do something else with that. It's not any different if you're with an alcoholic or a drug addict that's on the spiraling road of demise. I always make this reference to the Titanic, okay? So it doesn't matter how many ways we rearrange the deck chairs and put little flower vases on the little drink tables and everything else. That boat is sinking. And now it's dark and it's cold and there's a lot of screaming people. They're getting on these lifeboats, men and women and children first and whatever. And I know that when you're weighing it out, you can feel the boat shift and it's getting, deeper into the ocean, and you're weighing it out and you're like, okay, getting on that lifeboat doesn't look very promising. I could get out there with a bunch of crazy people and find that no one ever comes to rescue us. That we float around in, the cold ocean for 2 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever the case may be. Maybe we get eaten by sharks. Who knows? We can always come up with these, scenarios of what could go wrong if we step into something new, right? So we could take that risk to get on the boat, the lifeboat, and venture into the unknown. We could do that. But what we do know for sure is the boat is sinking. The Titanic is sinking. So would you stay there because that's what you know, even though you know in your heart and your mind that, I guess heart and mind. Anyway, you know that you can see the boat. It's visibly obvious. It's going down, Yeah, I know it looks scary, but what if there weren't any lifeboats, right? There's always a lifeboat for your life. There's always a path you can take. There's always a plan B, okay? There's always a plan B. If you are coming up with the reasons why, oh, I don't know if I can find a place that'll let me keep my cat if I move out of here. Or, no, there's always an answer. If, you open your heart, the universe will put you in a place of comfort. I promise you that. So, anyway, I didn't mean to get into that. I just saw a lot of it this week, and I thought, okay, maybe I need to do a little pep talk about, self-preservation, right? Self-love. Just give somebody a shot in the arm with that. That's what I was thinking. So that's what I did. Anyway, so doing a little recap on the planets. So Wednesday we have a Venus-Saturn trine, and that's going to promote opportunities for love relationships with some meat on their bones, as opposed to this, bum rush, weekend, we're all in love and blowing up your phone, and a month in, we're moving in, and, that's not love, that's infatuation. And that demonstrates immaturity. We're seeing little flags and signs here and there, and we're just not looking the other way. We're just not going to look, and oh my goodness, this is something. We got to slow down. So this planetary trend will support those opportunities. So just keep that in mind. It's a launch pad. With romance, I think most people would prefer to have a relationship that's built on a foundation of concrete, right? As opposed to quicksand. That's what most people would prefer. And if you slow your roll a little bit, you will be able to see the difference. You will. You're not stupid out there. You're not stupid. You guys are smarter than you give yourself credit for. You truly are. So, okay. So, good news this week. Sun moves into Gemini. That's going to be way more, positive and social and energetic boost, to our immune system, so to speak. And now it's time to play after putting all that hard work in and that foundation in when the sun was in Taurus. All right? So that's all I had to say. Didn't mean to be a bummer. Self-love, you guys. Come on. I lose sleep over people sometimes. Honestly, I do. I worry about them. But see, that's on me. It's nobody's fault. It's just who I am. So I hope you hear me. I hope you're all staying well, Staying well up here is key. Because that's going to keep you well here, right? So get with nature every day. Take your D3. Embrace what the universe provides for you, even if it creates a little resistance. Push into it. Move into that new opportunity. Center yourself. Don't let all the other drama and chatter distract you here from being your own, demonstrating your own best good. Okay? Because it's easy to do these days. So, all right, I'm gonna sign out for now. I hope that you guys will enjoy wherever you are. It's a little gloomy here, but maybe we need some rain to wash away some of this pollen anyway. Okay, so energy levels up. Center yourself. Be good to yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love nobody else? That's in the immortal words of RuPaul, right? It has to start here. Okay. All right, I'm going to sign out. I got a grocery shop. I've got so much on my plate. Anyways, I need an assistant, but nobody could tolerate me. So, okay, are we good to go? All right. I promise I'll have something a little bit more uplifting next week. And I am thinking that I'm going to videotape my astrology column this week as well. So we shall see. I'm still playing everything by ear. All right? Okay. So here we go. Mind, body, spirit. I love you guys. Stay well. Seize the day. All right? I'll see you next week. 11/11 Spiritual Pep Talk Sunday morning. Take care.